You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.
They'll drop this one, and right off the face-off, a save there by Kyle Gratzky. Georgia Tech on the rebound. Avery Pruden hard after him. Back around, giving chase is Ben Lublin. They'll have Alex Siegfried to go, a pair of 11s going after it for both teams. Out of the point, this puck just recycled back in. Pruden's gonna have to get it for South Carolina. In behind a goal, and a puck off a stick. Catches the netting and stays in play. But after a whistle here, face-off again. We'll see where it comes. It may have gone off a stick. The official skating towards the near side face-off dot now. 14:47 to go. Another defensive zone chance for South Carolina to win this puck backwards.
The past few minutes, Gratzky's been seeing a lot of shots from a lot of different angles, but he's holding his own, protecting his crease, and he's doing a real good job in net.
Gratzky's showing some confidence early on after a pair of games he'd like to forget back in Nashville. On the delayed offsides, Gamecocks have some chance to get a controlled breakout going. Brian Soar brings it on, sends that one off the skate of Ronan Egan. It drifts out towards center. And curling back for that one is going to be Garrett Schuler. Schuler gets it back, he blows a tire. Now Alex Siegfried in on after him. His puck redirected ahead, slapped back out of the South Carolina territory, in over the red line. And now back D to D, Georgia Tech regroups in their own zone. Out of Georgia Tech ice and swatted right back in just as quickly by Brian Soar. Rudnicki back to stop it for his defenseman. And they'll try to get it out of Yellow Jacket territory. Gamecocks on the turnover. Van Dusen a turning shot. That one never got to the net. Soar races down, shooting one and redirected in front. Never got to the slot again. Out towards the point now. Gamecocks rotate. Pruden's got it. Goes D to D. Siegfried can't keep that puck in. Kicks off his skate further into Georgia Tech territory. They'll wrap it around. Still in the zone here. Avery Pruden watches from the point. This puck tipped in by Brian Soar still. After it is Van Dusen. Yellow Jackets try to keep it away from Van Dusen and Egan, who almost collide in the slot there. Now a home run pass here, back the other way. It's going to be Connolly all alone. Shoots and scores. Matthew Connolly all alone. A breakaway, puts it behind Gratzky. And Georgia Tech out to a 1-0 lead here. 13:32 to go in period one.
And that was a great example of, the Yellow Jackets' effectiveness with the puck all game. They've been making real good passes, very little errors with the puck. If they're getting in the defensive zone, they're getting the puck quick on Gamecock errors and shooting, passing it up ice. And that was just a nice, like Dillon said, home run pass. Real nice backhand, forehand action. And the Yellow Jackets are up 1-0.
Gamecocks scored the first goal last night. This time it is credited to Georgia Tech. Not always indicative of who's going to win the hockey game, but anytime you can put yourself out to the early advantage, you do it. Just about 7 minutes played here in the first. Gamecocks trying to bring this one back in the neutral zone. Georgia Tech brings it on. Still that first line on the ice, and collision. Now a chance in front. Connolly again, save made by Gratzky. Follow-up opportunity by Connolly on the original chance by Kevin Sheridan. Loose puck along the near side. Sheridan's got it again. He controls in behind the goal. Sheridan back out to the point. They'll walk right in front of the Gamecock bench. Redistributed back down low. Connolly after it for the Jackets. Connolly bumped off the puck. It comes free again. Lublin. A turning shot again just goes wide. Sheridan's got it. Sheridan wearing the Gamecocks down with this zone time. Away from Corey Hawkinson and after it, Evan Hoey. Comes free again. All three Georgia Tech forwards down below the goal line. Along that side of the net. Bounces free past Dominic Centracchio. He's going to get the stick on it first. Swatted down. Nice hand-eye coordination there by Sheridan. Back down again they go. Low to high, high to low. Gamecocks still trying to get this puck back out. Sheridan along the board, steps towards the slot on his backhand. Here comes Kevin Sheridan. Shooting one on the backhand and caught Gratzky up high. Never on net. Sheridan still with it. 12 minutes to go here in the first period. They work it back out towards the point. Gamecocks almost coming to a standstill in the offense or the defensive zone. A centering pass here. Knocked down in front off the skates of Corey Hawkinson and Dominic Centracchio. Kyle Gratzky gets the Gamecocks a breather here.
Yellow Jackets are not missing a beat, sailing high after that first goal, scored about a minute and change ago, and they've had the puck ever since in the Gamecock zone, passing it around, really creating chances for themselves.
Coach Stern said this is one of the fastest teams in the South, these Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and they are exercising that label here in the first period. Gamecocks looking like they're standing still in the defensive zone as Rudman has it now in Georgia Tech territory. Bumped off the puck there and now picked up. Dillon Jacob has it. Jacob spins out of the corner, just taps this one on goal, and Rudman, a follow-up chance, never got to the net, hit the side of the cage. 11:40 to go in the first. A 1-0 hockey game thanks to Matthew Connolly. Connolly, goal number 18 on the season, and a shot there, hit Duncan Hickman in the leg. Good block there for him. He blocked a couple of them in last night's hockey game. Hickman on with Peters. Peters controls from behind his own net. Peters backhands this one over to Hickman behind the goal line. Underneath, they advance it past Dillon Jacob. And Georgia Tech controls in the neutral zone. Center ice cross pass, hammered back in by Jacob. Stopped below the goal line by Caleb Rudnicki, the goaltender out of Georgia Tech. And they'll battle for it further. Rudman in the corner. Wrapped all the way back around far side point. Duncan Hickman's got it. Shoveled back into the backhand and kept in. They'll joust for it. And a big hit there. Matt Owen comes in. 2-on-1 here. Jacob shoots one and he scores! Dillon Jacobs snipes one top shelf, and the Gamecocks tie this game at 1. What a shot.
And that was a great grit shown by the Gamecocks there in the offensive zone. You know, Georgia Tech tried to clear the puck out. Gamecocks were resilient at the blue line, keeping it in. That was a real big hit, kind of changing tides on that possession, and 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper, but that was a nice angle taken by that shot.
There was no angle. It was Hickman. There really wasn't. Matt Owen, a left-handed shot on his strong side. That left side throws one upstairs, and the goaltender not ready here. We started playing. Rudnicki, he doesn't have his gloves on. Now a chance in front, and they're going to score. The Gamecocks have scored. Rudnicki didn't have his helmet on. He's letting the official hear it. Rudnicki had his gloves off on top of the net. They let play continue. They dropped the puck. The coaches are furious on both benches. The Gamecocks won a goal. They've scored. Rudnicki was not ready. The officials dropped the puck. And they're going to let this one stand. Cam Mecca tucked it home. The official's going to confer here.
You could say that he deked him out of his gloves, huh?
Oh, no. Are you going to do that every game?
Do what? Do what?
They're going to have a solid discussion about this one. Right as we were talking about, Dillon Jacob put that puck upstairs. We'll go back to that one while they try to sort this one out. I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. A 2-on-1 off the turnover. Jacob tucks this one upstairs. He had Rudman all alone in front of the net. Goes up and over the right-hand shoulder of the goaltender. And now this time, right as they drop the puck, Rudnicki had his gloves on top of the net. He's trying to fix one of his buckles on his helmet. Wasn't ready for the play to continue. They dropped the puck anyway. And the Gamecocks, Cam Mecca tucks it home with Rudnicki hollering for a whistle. And Cam Mecca tucks it in on the backhand.
I cannot say I've seen that before.
That happened to me once when I was playing deck hockey. I was about 8 years old. Other than that, I haven't really seen that either. I made the save. That was the only difference. And Alan Surwa. Surwa's letting him hear it. Surwa wants the goal. Surwa's about 5 seconds from getting tossed here. Slamming that bench door shut twice. 3 times the hat trick of bench slams by Alan Surwa. Met by claps here from the fans in Irmo. We are down, no goal. The Cam Mecca goal will not go. An offensive zone chance for the Gamecocks, and that could be the spark they need. 10.5 to go here. Surwa still letting him hear it from the bench. In the offensive zone, the Gamecocks work it. Nick Pizzo at the half wall. Sends one on goal just past the stick of Cam Mecca. Pinching in Tyler Oakley. Down and around. Jake Tenzi on it now. It comes free. Brian Sort the point. Lets one go. Tipped in front. The save made on the rebound. Mecca sends one on goal and a save again. The whistle here and the face-off. Caleb Rudnicki holds on for the draw with 10:16 to go. In the intermission, we will have Ben Smith up here, a healthy scratch tonight. We will certainly be talking to him. Alan Surwa just told his goaltender anytime he wants a whistle just to put his gloves on top of the net. Surwa is heated. Usually a pretty level-headed individual. Not right now.
Well, he's sparking the bench and the members on the ice right now. A couple big hits after that. Goal call taken back.
Dave Murray in the offensive zone on now with Corey Hawkinson and Zach Weeks. Out through the point past Tyler Oakley. And now streaking back the other way, Georgia Tech. Oakley's going to be in a foot race. He's beaten there. The Jackets throwing on goal. Save made by Gratzky. Sharp angle shot kicked out with the left pad. In the near side corner, Soar has it. Cross ice pass picked up by Dave Murray. He exits his zone, enters the neutral zone, and now into Georgia Tech territory. Poked off his stick, held in though by Zach Weeks. In off the boards on that far side after it. Tyler Oakley, staple gun to the boards now, comes in now Ben Lublin. Some more hits here, the intensity picking up. That outburst by Surwa got his boys going. Oakley sends one from long range, out off the side of the net, tipped in front by Hawkinson. Rebound goes into that left wing corner. Hawkinson hard on that puck. Going to be taken to task there by Jacob Rankin. And another shot off the outside of the cage. You heard that one ring out, but it stopped on that right side by the goaltender, Caleb Rudnicki.
The Gamecocks' physicality seems to be present on the ice right now. You know, big hits, making chances, and Georgia Tech, you know, they said that they'd be able to thwart that, but as of late, it seems that if the Gamecocks are taking command of this game right now.
That no-go call, really a monkey wrench here to the flow of the game. No one knows what to do here. It disrupts the whole thing. Evan Hoey back at the point. That's a saying. Don't give me that look, Johnny. Back again. They control down low. Hoey wants it at the point. He's going to get it. At the blue line. Lets one go off the outside of the cage. Evan Hoey not afraid to shoot that puck. Had a goal last night. Now again, centering chance past Van Duzen. Hoey's got it again. Lets one go. High and wide. Catches the glass in behind the net. Centracchio taps this one back down low. In on it, Ronan Egan spins away from a check. He's got Siegfried in front. Now a chance. Shooting one. Oh, a big glove save. Caleb Rudnicki comes up big with the leather. Denies Ronan Egan on the doorstep. And this one going to stay at 1-1. What a stop.
Yeah, Rudnicki really made himself look big on that one and came out a couple feet. Really flashed the leather. I love when that happens.
Huge windmill stop there by Caleb Rudnicki. 31 saves on 33 shots tonight. Don't have the official tally. We'll have to go down to the penalty box to get that one after the first period. Georgia Tech controls from their own zone now. They'll try to bring it out past a Gamecock forecheckers. Dump back in. Dominic Centracchio pulls it out in front of his bench. Goes D to D in the own zone. And Hoey throws this one out, redirected through center. Almost a nice pass there, dumped off for Matt Owen. Back it comes again in front of the Gamecock bench. Picked up there by Rudman. Rudman's got it. One man against four. Rudman stick handles through a couple of Yellow Jackets. Has it down the far side corner where he is joined by Matt Owen. Owen and Rudman after it. Staple gun to the boards there. They'll have Min Kim to contend with there. As well as Matthew Jones. And now finally this puck comes free. Now Owen has it. A jam play on the far side. Backhander will stop there again by that right pad of Caleb Rudnicki. Seen about 3 or 4, maybe even 5 times the Gamecocks try to stuff that on that far goalpost. And Rudnicki gets the paddle down and that right leg pad to make the save. 7:53 to go in this first period. A 1-1 hockey game. After a pair of goals here that were allowed and one that was not. Goal scored by Dillon Jacob, as we said earlier on. Goal disallowed belonging to Cam Mecca. And on the other side of things for Georgia Tech, the goal scorer Matthew Connolly. 2 goals last night, 1 so far tonight. Leads the team with 6 power play goals. That was not a power play goal, even strength goal last night. 18-5 for 23 points on the season for Mr. Connolly out of Georgia Tech. Defensive zone chance now off the whistle and the icing for South Carolina. They'll bring it out of their own zone. Evan Hoey, sorry, I got a little caught up in the stats there. Hoey goes down, he's laying on top of the puck through the neutral zone. Gamecocks bring it in though. Hoey again, 3-on-2, shoots one, save made. That puck knocked down in front of turning shot, he scores! Oh, what a shot by Cam Mecca, and this one will certainly count.
It seems as if, whoa, sorry about that one, but it seems as if Rudnicki took himself out of the play after he made that pad save. He thought he launched it enough up ice to where he can kind of recollect himself, and then, you know, he wasn't expecting the turnaround shot. I wasn't expecting the turnaround shot, but I guess you have to in that instance, and Rudnicki did it, and now Gamecocks are up 2-1 in this game with 7:26 to go in the first. The
rebound kicked into that right-hand face-off circle. Whirling around was Cam Mecca, and he hammers one low to the stick side on Rudnicki. And the Gamecocks do take that 2-1 lead that evaded them just a few minutes ago. 7 minutes to go in the period. Back there come the Jackets. A shot there goes off the stick of Duncan Hickman, ends up in behind the Gamecock net. Watched there by Nick Pizzo. Peters now picks it up for South Carolina. Peters on the backhand sends one through. Picked up along the far side there. Mecca's got it. Mecca on with Ronan Egan and Nick Pizzo, and a long shot there floated in from center by Cam Mecca. Stopped there by Rudnicki, and another face-off here with exactly 7 to go in the first period. Face-off will come to the right of Caleb Rudnicki. Just as we were around this point last night, a 2-1 hockey game with the Gamecocks on top. Georgia Tech went on to score 5 unanswered goals and take last night's game by a score of 6-2. This puck chopped back out towards center. Brian Soar has it in defensive territory. Watched closely by 2 Yellow Jackets. Soar spins away from his checkers, throws this one beneath Gradsky's net. One time back out, picked up on the far side by Dave Murray. Murray with Zach Weeks motoring on through center. Murray goes back into his own zone. Got to go backwards, go forward sometimes. Back out now. Corey Hawkinson steps over the line into Georgia Tech territory. Throws one on goal. It's redirected back in by the goaltender, Rudnicki. In after it now. Murray comes out along the near side. Loses that puck, swatted out there and backhanded back out. Watching is Brian Soar. Sends his puck. Tries to go cross ice there. And now a feed here. Brian Soar gets back, just barely negating that what would have been a breakaway by Ben Lublin. Soar off the ice now. Avery Pruden bounces off the board. Soar back on the far side now. Shovels that one off the glass, and Pruden's got it along the near side wall. Puck trickles out towards the hash marks. Recycled back in. Chipped underneath there by Alex Chen. A collision on the far side in front of the Gamecock scratches. Pushed out towards center ice. 5:50 to go. A 2-1 hockey game here. Georgia Tech controls from defensive territory. They'll spin all the way back down to behind their own net. As a player goes down in the slot area. Couldn't see what happened there. Kevin Sheridan ends up on his wallet. Now the puck bounces back out past center, and Avery Pruden throws this one back in. Back down on the icing. Face-off comes all the way back down into South Carolina territory.
And on that stretch of play, it seemed as if Gamecocks were hungry for hits. A bunch of board hits, a bunch of open ice hits, and as you said, you didn't see what happened. You're following the puck. There was an open ice hit that sent that Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket down on his wallet.
Always something. Don't make fun of my sayings. Always something going on here behind the play. Face-off drop. This puck goes all the way back out towards center ice. Jackets trying to bring this one back in, and they will. Sheridan again. Sheridan this time on his skates in below the goal line now. Sheridan looks back out towards center, throws it back down low. Nick Peters has it for South Carolina as he's stapled under the boards there by Jacob Rankin. Puck comes free, bounced ahead now. After it, Matt Owen can't find that puck out of the skates, and now a delayed penalty here. And Georgia Tech, they called 21 White on a hold. 21 White is not on the ice right now. They will send, that will be Kevin Sheridan to the penalty box. 2 minutes on a hold, Kevin Sheridan. And the Gamecocks will go to a power play, their first of the game, here with 5 minutes to go in the first.
This is a big opportunity for the Gamecocks. You know, being able to find the back of the net on a power play is prime on any occasion, but now up 1 goal, period winding down. If they can go up 2 and kind of keep that lead going, they'll be able to control the rest of this game.
Offensive zone chance. Corey Hawkinson at the point here with Tyler Oakley. But Corey Hawkinson takes the draw. Dave Murray at the point with Oakley. They'll rotate it back. Oakley's got it. D to D now. Dave Murray at the blue line. Sends it back over. Oakley able to keep it in. Sends it back down low for Hawkinson in the faceoff dot. Top of the circle. Shooting one there as Oakley gets his own rebound. Lets it go again. Picked out in front. And it bounces down low. Hawkinson in after it in that right wing corner. Van Duzen and now Pizzo in front of the net. Hawkinson spins out from underneath. Sends it on for Dave Murray. Point shot just driggles wide of the net. In after it, Oakley into the corner. Van Duzen fills in for him at that right wing point. Hawkinson lost that puck, sends it back down low underneath, controlled by Oakland. 1:20 to go on the power play. They'll send it free to Hawkinson, now back up to the point, Murray. Murray throws one back towards the net. Hawkinson's got it. Spinning away from his check down below the goal line. Tries to send one out in front for Pizzo. Still it's loose out the outside of the cage and they poke for it. Back down, it comes all the way down. Serwar hollowing for a line change. A minute to go on the man advantage. Murray and Oakley stay on. Jake Tenji comes on with Cam Mecca. And Ronan Egan now, the power play forwards up front. Down low, Peters fresh from the bench. They'll try to send it through. Peters got it, shoots one, and a big save there with the right shoulder. Rudnicki gets across to deny Nick Peters. Again out of the corner, they'll try to work it through. Ronan Egan has his puck smacked off his stick, and it comes all the way back down. Good clearing chance here by Georgia Tech. Gradsky stops below his goal line, leaves it for Nick Peters. 3:30 to go in the period, 30 seconds to go on the penalty. And now Cam Mecca down the right wing. Mecca with speed, has a man carried towards the goal, pulls up down below the goal line, sends it out up top. Center point, Brian Soar, can't hang on to it. Soar gets it back though, top of the circles, loses it in the slot now. Chance right in front, Cam Mecca shoots one, save made. A stick save there by Rudnicki. Jake Tenji has it off the hop, it comes down low. Tenji's got it again around the hash mark, sends it back out, center point, Brian Soar. Soar lets one go just in front, and now a delayed penalty. It'll be against Georgia Tech, the Gamecocks still have it. Now it's finally touched up by the Yellow Jackets. Cam Mecca got a rough ride in front of the net there, ends up on his face. And a penalty here to Georgia Tech. As one expires, another one heads to the box here. 2:56 in period number 1.
Now, as difficult as it is to only play with a really short bench, having 4 minutes of penalties in a row is really tough for a team. And Gamecocks had really nice puck control on that man advantage, unable to find the net due to really good goaltending defense. But let's see if they can find the back of the net on this man advantage.
Hawkinson's unit comes back out on the power play. Peters and Soar on the back end. Pizzo on that right wing and a center ice pass picked off. Georgia Tech throws it back into Gamecock territory, but Peters steers this one out and drops it off at center. Now on the puck, Bob Van Duzen lets this one go. Gamecocks having trouble getting out of their own zone, let alone into the neutral zone or the offensive zone. Back out they finally get it, and Georgia Tech works it free and still in after Pizzo. With it now, Bobby Van Duzen goes back for Pizzo, top of the circles. Gives for Soar, looks back now, Pizzo. Pizzo, cross ice pass picked up by Peters, lets one go on that one. Just in and out on the far side. Soar holds it in, left wing point, throws it back down low for Van Duzen. Again, Peters on the cross ice feed, shooting one, and a big glove save, that one right on. And Rudnicki gets a face-off here, 1:15 on the man advantage.
Seemed as if Peters was the man to feed on that possession. He was sitting in that right face-off circle, and seems as if every pass was kind of tailored to go to him. Really nice shot opportunities he got from there, but nice glove save as well.
Vocal Gamecock bench tonight, making sure Nick Peters knows that was a great shot. Teammates very supportive on this man advantage. They'll go D to D. Oakley has it. Save made again by Rudnicki. Off the stick, it goes into the glass, and the Jackets will risk this one all the way back down to the final minute on that penalty to Georgia Tech. And now another penalty. This time it will come to South Carolina, a cross check. Bobby Van Duzen's going to set for a pair. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 58 seconds.
And that's tough for the Gamecocks. Being up man advantage, they're really controlling on that man advantage, but now being 4-on-4, I can probably just assume that they're going to try to play this one to the intermission.
58 seconds of the 4-on-4. After that, it will be power play time for Georgia Tech until they score or until the end of the period. And after that, we'll have some carryover time into the second. Defensive zone draw won by South Carolina. Centracchio in on it. Out there with Alex Siegfried, Matt Owen, who sticks this puck down at center ice. And he'll trickle all the way back down into Tech territory. D to D they go on the breakout. A lot of room out there. Near side it comes. Ben Loveland's going to throw this one out at center. Oakley picks it off, and he's got it now. Throws it back out, makes the easy play, the simple play. And that play out into the fans. Redirected in off a stick. No casualties this time, and that puck, yes sir, recycled right back into play. We had a lot of fun with that last night. Gamecock fans here making the souvenir sacrifice to donate that puck back into play.
A nice throw it back gesture, but I could see below us there's some cookie sales going on, and if I get a cookie, I'm not throwing that back.
If the game doesn't get you to the Plex, the cookies certainly should. 28 to go on the 4-on-4. Face-off dropped at center ice in after now. It goes into Georgia Tech territory, and Luke Rudman, the freshman's got it. Rudman on the backhand, twirls back out, tries to get one on goal, and it goes back down. In front, the goal scorer, Dillon Jacob. Puck comes free, the Jackets pick it up, bounces off the boards, and still spiked out of the air. Comes free now again to a stick in a white uniform. Breakout pass off the skate of Dominic Centracchio. Georgia Tech's gonna have to try again. 4-on-4 has expired. An abbreviated power play here for Georgia Tech right now. Sheridan shooting one to pad save there by Gratzky. Sheridan down that left side. The rebound comes all the way back out. Gamecocks clear this one on the penalty kill. 40 to go on the man advantage, or on the period. Just a couple of seconds of penalty time will carry over if Georgia Tech does not score. Off the boards it comes. Throw this one out into the air. They'll control in their own zone. In on the forecheck, Ronan Egan. This puck comes loose. Picked up along the far side. Nick Peters slaps it back in at center. It leaks through him back into South Carolina. Now a turnover. Chance Sheridan shoots one, and a save made by Gratzky. The rebound comes free again. They'll try to twirl this one back in front. Point shots just goes wide. Past the right pad of Gratzky. Sheridan's got it. They'll hold this one in. Off the stick of Mecca. Final seconds of the game, of the period. Loose in front, it comes again. The Gamecocks get it back out. Mecca going to send this one all the way back down ice. And the first 20 minutes are in the books here. 6 seconds will carry over on the man advantage for Georgia Tech. A 2-1 lead carried back into the locker room for South Carolina. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will talk to Ben Smith here on the Intermission Report on the Capital City Sports Network, presented by SGTV.
catch up with on your wing or your defenseman and figuring that out. But it's a quick process.
Take us back for a moment, back to Nashville.
Yes.
2 games didn't go quite the way you wanted, but you personally had a great tournament. 3 goals, 2 assists in that game.
Yeah.
I know it's weird because you do well, but
Yeah.
the team not so much. What was the tournament experience like for you?
Nashville's fun. They did a great job. They put on a great experience for us this year. It was just tough. We didn't get the bounces we needed. We put up, I think, 70 shots against Florida and only scored 8 goals, which should be good, but I guess we just didn't get the bounces on the back end, and it's kind of frustrating as a forward, like putting the puck in. We scored 8 times and still lost the game, but we know it's not nothing new for us. We knew we were going to have to score a lot of goals to win the games, and we didn't score enough goals, but it's just a little rough, but it's no worries.
As the season kind of winds down here, I think 2 or 3 games left.
Just Clemson next week, and then I think just this one and then Clemson next week.
Yeah.
So 2.
So 2 games left, both of them against Clemson. The Palmetto series already clinched, right?
Yeah.
2 wins already?
Yeah. So I'm going to advertise it as the final game, but we already have it sealed, so we're going to go out party with the trophy no matter what. Win or lose, we'll be out there.
As the season winds down, though, being you're a sophomore, right?
Yep.
Being a sophomore, does your attention start to shift now to next season? And since Nationals are all but over at this point, the doors closed, the window's closed for you guys. But so as the season winds down, as a sophomore, you're going to take on a bigger leadership role next year. Are you already thinking ahead to that?
A little bit, but not much. I mean, we want to stay focused. Last year we had the Palmetto Cup clinched against Clemson too, and they came in and beat us 7-0. So just got to stay ready. Got to finish the season strong, and then we got a long time to worry about the next season.
20 minutes in the books here, 40 minutes left to go. That's Ben Smith, and when we come back, it will be period number 2 here on the Capital City Sports Network. All right, welcome back to the Capital City Sports Network. Just about to get underway here in period number 2. 6 seconds of a carryover minor. The cross-checking call to Bobby Van Duzen. Abbreviated chance here for Georgia Tech on the power play, and the official makes doubly sure that the goaltenders have their equipment on and are ready to go here. And we're underway, second frame, and that'll do it on the penalty. Bobby Van Duzen out of the box. This puck redirected in and knocked down by Evan Hoey. Went off for some repairs there later in the first. Found out just how to get a skate stopper. Now in after Bobby Van Duzen. Offensive zone chance. Gamecocks moving right to left. Alex Siegfried plays this one back up the boards and held in there at the blue line, only temporarily. 2-on-1, back the other way. It's going to be Sheridan shooting one, and a big save there by Gradsky. Sheridan had Lublin breaking towards the net, elected to shoot, and right into that block C on Gradsky's chest. Face off here, 30 seconds into the period. Down offensive zone chance here. Georgia Tech has it. Ricocheted off a skate in front. They'll wrap this one back around. Gamecocks try to move it out of hostile territory. Back in again. Hoey plays it with one hand from the near side dot. Throws this one up off the boards into neutral ice. Picked up there. Ronan Egan down the left wing. Center's pass now. Siegfried a rolling puck and a save there. Not once but twice. Caleb Rudnicki had to get the pad and the glove on top of that one to hold it here at a 2-1 hockey game.
And it's talking about morale. Morale was huge. Time and time again, Gamecocks have been up in games. You know, last night against Georgia, against Charlotte, and you know they just kind of rode it and let it slip away and put their heads down. So it's really big for this game today for them to keep feeding on their 1-goal lead and you know building on that and not putting their heads down, which they've done time and time again.
Blown tire here and 2 big collisions in behind the goal. Dave Murray and Zach Weeks feeling the worst of that one. Offensive zone chance here. Murray and Weeks out with Corey Hawkinson centering that line. Gamecocks keep it in. Here comes Murray down the slot. Curls out wide on the forehand, goes in behind the goal. Circling the wagons here. Still far side corner out to the point. Pruden gonna let one go. Tipped in front not once but twice, and a big save there by Rudnicki. Tries to wrap around, and Murray shut down on the near side. 18.5 to go in the period. Murray spins away from a check, top of the circle, gives it for Brian Sorrell on the near side. One touch pass from Hawkinson wouldn't go. Georgia Tech has it. They'll play it on through center ice. Michael Leon. One jacket, shooting one, and that one blocked into the skates of Pruden. Backhands it out for Dave Murray. Has some speed here through neutral ice. Murray brings it on. Got some men joining the rush here. Pruden. Murray shoots one just up and over the glove. This puck all the way back in, held in by Corey Hawkinson. Hawkinson has this one stripped of his control. Back the other way comes Jacob Weitzel. They'll drop it off again for Leon. Leon into South Carolina territory, pulls up at the top of the circle, goes back down low into the dot. And Weitzel shoots a cross-ice pass. Save made by Gradsky, and the rebound still loose. Big opportunity there, and Gradsky shuts the door again. Puck pinned against the far side boards. It pops off a skate, drifts all the way back down. Icing is enforced. As we have Teddy Lambert getting to that hybrid icing spot, the face-off dots. Icing blown down here, 17:43 to go in the second. A 2-1 hockey game, and the face-off will come all the way back down to the right of Kyle Gradsky, and what a save he just made.
Oh yes, Dillon. That was when you said closing the door. I didn't want to cut you off, but he's really good at closing the door on opportunities for the other team, and just prime example right there.
A late line change here. The official's going to let it stand. They let Ronan Egan sneak back on here. He's going to take the face-off. Egan against Connolly for the draw, and Egan wins it forward, but loses it just as quickly. Played back out on the backhand there. Nick Pizzo sees this one come to Cam Mecca. Now a cross-ice pass, and losing a stick there. Matthew Jones goes in after Pizzo. Now a turning shot, they score! Kevin Sheridan picked that puck out in the slot, goes left wing, up over the glove of Gradsky, and ties the game at 2 here. 17.5 to go in the second period.
And that was a pretty pickup of the puck, pretty goal, shooting far side over Gradsky's glove. Seems like he sniped that top right corner.
I think Sheridan's got the nicest release of anybody on the ice right now.
I can attest to that. I can definitely attest to that. That was really nice, you know, finding the puck and doing something with it there.
Incredibly difficult to shoot accurately while in stride, as Sheridan was. Never broke stride for a second. He just left a wrister up over the glove of Kyle Gradsky. Game tied at 2. Tie game is how we started, and tie game is how we stand right now. Again, offensive zone chance for Georgia Tech. Sheridan's got it again. Sheridan, an assist in last night's game, has his first goal against the Gamecocks. 8-10 for 18 points on the season. Back down Centracchio below his goaltender. Centracchio walks out with it, bounces it back off the boards. Tyler Oakley going to shoot this one up ahead. Bounces off Dillon Jacob. And all the way back down for an icing again. Touching it up this time, Cale Cernich. And it'll come back down again off the icing into South Carolina territory.
Now that was
16 to go.
Sorry, Dylan. That was a big momentum shifter there for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, evening the game. But like I said before, time and time again, Gamecocks have put their heads down when their lead has depleted. And today, it's big for them to not do that. And let's see if they don't.
Face-off won back by Georgia Tech after a bit of a scrum. Wrapped all the way back around. Luke Rudman on the far side plays this one out. Can't get to Dominic Centracchio. He gets knocked down. And the scramble for the loose puck results in it being swatted all the way back down and picked up there by Weitzel. Weitzel gets it free out off a skate in the slot. Picked up again and wristed out to the far side. Rudman after it, but Georgia Tech recycles it back into Gamecock territory. Centracchio behind his goaltender. Walks out, throws it off the far side boards. Rudman battling for it in Georgia Tech territory. Puck popped up, glove down. And now hard in after it is Matt Owen. Owen after it in the far side corner. Rudman in front of the net. Walks back down low, tries to get that puck free. And the Yellow Jackets have it. They'll poke it past Tyler Oakley. And filling in to pick that puck up in the neutral zone. They'll play it out of a skate. Picked up again now by Weitzel. Georgia Tech brings into offensive territory. Weitzel, top of the circles, goes back out to the point now. Schuler recycles it back to the hash marks. They'll go cross ice. Pass knocked down in front by Dillon Jacob. And the puck squirts free in behind South Carolina net. Pinned up against the wall on the far side. Picked up again, top of the circle, let one go. Knocked down in front by one of the Gamecock defensemen. Now a stretch pass. What a pass there. Pruden hit the stick of Luke Rudman intentionally to negate the icing. Rudman picks it up though. In Georgia Tech territory. They'll rip this one off the glass. Held in by Peters. Peters lets one go from the point and a glove save there by Rudnicki. Rudman tries to get his stick involved after the whistle, but a face-off here with 15-18 to go in the second.
And both sides of the puck now looking real good for both teams. And I would say to attest it to both defense and goaltenders, but every stretch of the ice for the teams are equally investing themselves into the effort on the ice.
Georgia Tech wins this defensive zone face-off. They'll wrap it around to the near side. Duncan Hickman gets bowled over, trying to hold that puck in. It bounces in behind the goaltender, Rudnicki. Backhanded all the way up and out. This puck on a delayed icing, but Hickman's got to touch it. They'll touch it in behind the goaltender. 15 to go in the period. Hickman walks out, stretch pass there to his own blue line, and Van Duzen's got to spin away from a couple of checks. Peters has it now. Finally, taking the heat out of a hot kitchen. They'll move it up ahead for Duncan Hickman. Hickman down the left wing, lets one go, and a nice save there. Right on again, Caleb Rudnicki. Gamecocks just throwing pucks on net here, hoping something will happen, but a key factor of throwing pucks on net for a goal, you got to have traffic and you got to have a rebound.
Yeah, and you know, in my opinion, one of the best chances to score a goal is shooting it in and tipping it off the rebound of the pad save. And as you said, oh, big hit there. As you said, traffic is very primary to that equation.
Peters tries to hold it in and stick handling through center. Collision after the whistle here. Bobby Van Duzen gets involved with Kevin Sheridan. Nothing comes of it. And we will have a whistle here. No penalty. Nobody's headed towards the box. Except we will indicate the face. It must have been an offsides call. They'll indicate the face-off outside the Georgia Tech zone. And the Gamecocks will have another chance. Dave Murray steps back on the ice for South Carolina. Off the draw, it bounces over the Georgia Tech blue line, but they've got it. And they'll bring this one out into South Carolina territory. Sheridan down that left wing again where he scored his goal. Sheridan has it behind the net, taken away there by Corey Hawkinson. Hawkinson looks for Murray. He'll blow past him on the left side. Hawkinson out towards center, streaking through, takes a man down, loses the puck. Back the other way now, Connolly. Connolly's got it. 2-on-1 developing here. Connolly shoots one and a save again. Kyle Gradsky shuts the door. It's 2-2, still with 14:04 to go.
I think Gradsky got a little glimpse of what happened to him in the first period there by Conley, and Conley being a real fast skater, real good goal scorer. Gradsky kind of had to adjust after Conley had put one past him in the first early on, and that was a real good save.
You got Conley, who already scored a goal, and then Sheridan, who already scored a goal tonight. Streaking down on a 2-on-1. Who do you pick up? And that play nicely handled there by the goaltender, Gradsky. Out through center now. Dave Murray into the zone. Tries to stick handle his way through, man. And comes loose into the far side corner. He'll just be happy to dump that one back below the goal line where Georgia Tech can restart. They'll lift this one out towards center. Picked up on the one hand by Avery Pruden. Redirected in by Tenji. Hawkins is going to have to touch up, and he'll just head to the bench. Jake Tenji shaken up in the first period. He's back on the ice here. A man that does not feel pain, Jake Tenji. Pruden behind the goal. Tenji hollering for it at that red line. He's not going to get it. Pruden wants to pass it up to Tenji. He'll throw it up ahead instead for Nick Pizzo. Pizzo with Mecca and Tenji in on the forecheck. Big play there by Pizzo to get the puck. The rest of the way from Schuler. But Georgia Tech gets it right back there, flip it out over the blue line. Recollected by Brian Sorth, thrown back in, and now Pizzo's got it. Pizzo with Mecca in a trailing spot. Pulls up at the line. They'll throw it back now. Jake Tenji cuts down low, tries to get a shot off. Can't do it cleanly. And now Mecca pokes this puck still. Finally working free now. Out of their own zone, they go cross-ice. Kale Cernich finds his winger Sheridan. Sheridan could not hang on to that puck. It's thrown back in by Pruden. He'll head to the bench, and Georgia Tech regroups as they are watched by 3 Gamecock forwards in their own zone. Finally, that rifle pass out from below the goal line of the Georgia Tech zone ends up on the tape of a Gamecock defender, thrown back in past Pizzo. Rule Pizzo tipped it, and it comes no icing, and Georgia Tech just going to smack this puck back around. Picked up by Duncan Hickman. Thrown back in, and this time it'll be an icing. Nobody tipped that one. 12:17 to go in the period. A face-off will come all the way back down into South Carolina territory. And the scratches tonight, if we have not already given them to you, Blake Drummond and Ben Smith, you knew those, but Ian Powderly, and it took me this long to realize it, Ian Powderly not in the lineup tonight. Gamecocks leader in points with 18. He had an assist in last night's game, but not in the lineup tonight. Coach Serwa trying to shake things up any way he can. And when you got as many guys that can get into the lineup as South Carolina does, you got to fight for your ice time regardless of who you are. 3-on-2 back the other way for Georgia Tech. Shooting one and a save again by Gradsky. Reaching out with that left glove to deny Ben Lublin of yet another goal, what would have been his 9th of the season.
Now, with the exception of that shot there, ever since the equalizer, the Gamecocks have been really present on the forecheck, keeping it deep in their zone, creating chances for themselves, and it's just a matter of time until they find the back of the net.
Carolina wins the defensive zone draw, which results in an offensive chance. A shot there by Rudman, sticked out by Rudnicki. Out off the boards, held in and waved out there by Duncan Hickman. It comes free. Picked up and thrown back in by Centracchio. Hickman started the game with Hoey, now with Centracchio, and he'll hold that puck in just past the stick of Evan Hoey. They'll keep it going in the offensive zone until now it drifts all the way back out. Centracchio has it at his own blue line. Gamecocks out through center ice, redirected in by Gator Rudman. Rudman after it, wrestles his man down to the ice. Puck squirts free. Rudman still trying to get off of his defenseman there. It's back the other way. A 3-on-2 develops here. Matt Berg's got it. Gonna let one go into the skates of Duncan Hickman. Berg blows a tire. Hickman's got it. They'll play it all the way back out. And a big hit there, shrugged off. And now Rudman's gonna have a chance. All alone, Rudman. Save made there by Rudnicki. Broken play resulted in pretty much a one-on-none there for Luke Rudman, and the goaltender shuts him down. Back the other way now. Connolly's got it. Shoots one on the backhand, and Gradsky makes the save. End to end we go. Rudman wants that puck again. He's going to pick it up. Now it's Van Duzen. Bobby Van Duzen, top of the level, shoots one. That just caught the shoulder of the goaltender. Maybe even the crossbar. Ends up in the netting behind the goal, and another face-off here. 10:46 to go in the second. Both teams getting some pretty good looks when we go end to end here.
Yeah, the past minute of play has been a real good exchange of shots by both teams. Also, a real good display of goaltending there. Rudnicki really followed Rudman's one-on-none opportunity, as you said, and made a real nice save with his pad.
Puck squirts past Peters and back into South Carolina territory. Evan Hoey swings through, throws this one off the boards where it can be picked up by Bobby Van Duzen. But he is picked of his pocket by Jacob Weitzel. And then all the way back down. Hoey's going to have to get it again for South Carolina in behind his netminder. Out off a skate. Leon has it on the turnover. They'll chip it back down. Leon's got it. Leon taken out of the play by Hoey, but he's getting the puck back. Michael Leon still with that puck in behind the Gamecock net until finally Evan Hoey takes that one. Looking for the breakout pass, and Siegfried gonna go instead to the other side. Bobby Van Duzen shoots one again off a stick, picked up behind the net by Alex Siegfried. Van Duzen on the backhand, a pass to Nick Peters. Hoey wants it for the one-timer. Peters just gonna shoot one, and that one just goes wide. The rebound off the boards, picked up by Siegfried. Wrapped back to him below the goal line for Van Duzen. He's rubbed out there by Weitzel. Working it free now again, Alex Chen. Long-range shot, skipper goes in. Alex Chen just scored from the red line. He goes 5-hole on Gretzky, who was not expecting that puck. And Georgia Tech takes a 3-2 lead here with 9:40 in period number 2.
Yeah, and the intensity has changed benches, it seems, here in the last 5-6 minutes. Georgia Tech putting up 2 in that span of time. And I don't even know how to kind of make means of what just happened. I think Gretzky didn't realize the puck was coming towards him and just tried to squeeze his pads too late. Now the Yellow Jackets are up 1 goal with 9:40 left in the second.
Off the center ice tie-up, it comes free. Brian Soar going to wrist this one back in, now playing down a goal. The Gamecocks have some catching up to do. In behind the Georgia Tech net, they'll throw this one back out to the near side. They're going to be picked up by Loveland. And now free through center is Schuler. Schuler stripped off possession, and Dave Murray taken away. Regrouping now again. Taken out of the play by Tyler Oakley. The Gamecocks have it in neutral ice. Corey Hawkinson brings it on through. Shoots one there down low on the backhand. It's scooped up with the glove hand of Rudnicki. And another faceoff will come to his right in just a few moments.
It looks as if Dave Murray is doing a really good job deep in his zone, creating chances for both him and his teammates. There's been a couple times where he's had a pass to make in the slot, but he just couldn't get by the defender. So let's see if his effort's been going to pay off here in the late half of the second period.
Out off the glass in Georgia territory. Hawkinson tries to center one into the slot area, comes free into his skates, and a turning shot, save made there by Rudnicki. Puck cleared back out, but the Gamecocks hold it in. They've got 5 men high in the zone. Finally, they'll throw this one back down low. Cale Cernich has it. Cernich for Schuler, takes a hit from Dave Murray, and the puck dribbles all the way back out for Soar, who rifles this one back in. On to some Georgia Tech sticks. They'll have it again. Soar's got to drop back. They'll chip it around Brian Soar, and then the other way comes Loveland. Loveland has a chance. That puck rolled right off his stick in front of Kyle Gradsky. He's watched closely by Tyler Oakley. Soar has it behind his net. Going out for the stretch pass, Nick Pizzo. Soar finally going to give it to him. Glove down by Pizzo, leaping into the air to pick it up. And now Pizzo's got it. He'll drop it for Dave Murray. Murray sends this one through, a chance. Far side, shooting one, knocked down in front on the follow by Tyler Oakley. Oakley sends it back down low, squirts away from Hawkinson, and Sheridan's got it now. Sheridan throws this one back out, a skipper through center, picked up by Brian Soar, knocked off of his stick, and Jake Tenji gonna have to go against Ben Loveland to get that puck. Rolls all the way back in and around Brian Soar in the corner. Throws it up in 3 now, Jake Tenji. Tenji through center ice. Brings it still now, Jake Tenji with speed. Wine's gonna fake the shot, go out wide now on the forehand. Centering pass now for Pizzo, can't get a good shot off, knocked down in front. Tenji's got it now, back out to the point. Hickman with one hand on the stick, lets one go, a shot made, rebound, they score! On the rebound, it's Cam Mecca, the Gamecocks tie it at 3.
And what a I was letting the crowd under us kind of quiet down before I started speaking. That was a great stretch of passes and rebounds and everything done right there for the Gamecocks on that offensive possession. Jake Tenji bringing it in all the way from the defensive zone through the neutral zone. Fake slap shot. Good save there by Rudnicki, and then Mecca capitalizes on the loose puck, and now the game's even, 3-3.
Low shot into the pads of Rudnicki. Cam Mecca, who's always had a nose for the net. And for him, that will be goal number 12 on the season. Goal number 13 on the season. He's already got one tonight. Back into Gamecock territory. A back and forth affair. The Gamecocks have eclipsed their goal total from last night. And they've got a pretty good handle on this one as we head down to 7 minutes left in the second frame. Past the halfway point of this game. Stretch pass. Tries to be picked up there by Nick Pizzo. Pizzo's got it. He's working it after it hard. Mecca's got it. A shot at the trick in front of the net. Mecca shoots one, and he goes down to the net. Save made by Rudnicki. Still waiting for a Gamecock hat trick this season. Cam Mecca gonna have to wait a little bit longer. This puck Thrown it off Ronan Egan. Egan pulls it free at center ice, throws it back in. Too far for Nick Peters. Peters still after it on the forecheck. And Georgia Tech spins this one and lofts it all the way back up, skipping out towards center. Played down by Duncan Hickman. Picked up. Georgia Tech's got it out over the red line. Hickman gonna shovel this one back in on the regroup. Glove down now to a stick where it can be played over to Leon. And Leon throws this one back out again. Popped out through center. Matt Berg has it. Throws up the far side. Sheridan, and he's collided with there by Duncan Hickman. Hickman lowers the shoulder and puts Sheridan down on the ice. Gamecocks break it out now. Nick Peters sends it ahead for Ronan Egan. Egan with Siegfried in the slot. Rolls the shoulder, save, rebound, they score! The shot by Ronan Egan poked in on the rebound by Alex Siegfried. And the Gamecocks take the lead here. It's 4-3.
Now, Dillon, I don't want to kind of call you Tony Romo, but you mentioned there that it's big for hockey teams to have traffic in front of the net and get rebounds, and Gamecocks' past 2-3 goals have been on rebounds. And do you have a secret crystal ball or something? Or
I am not at liberty to discuss that at this moment. But Ronan Egan down the left wing lowers his shoulder, and just those little harmless shots on net. He backhands one from a sharp angle because of the way the goaltender's oriented. He kicks that puck back onto the slot, and Alex Siegfried tucks goal number 2 on the season home. Back the other way, now playing from behind Georgia Tech in South Carolina territory. Throw this one back on a loose puck, poked in front just through the goal mouth there. Almost there by Kyle Gradsky. Again behind the net, Alex Siegfried, Nick Peters, and now Evan Hoey. Hoey throws this one back up. He takes a hit there, bounces into the skates there. Kevin Sheridan. And now again, off the turnover, Georgia Tech slaps it out towards center. And again lowering the boom is Evan Hoey on Kevin Sheridan this time. Swatted around by Nick Peters that comes to the near side, held in. Schuler's shot knocked down in front out of the skates of Evan Hoey. Still it's loose in that right wing faceoff circle. They'll throw it back on net off the skate of Nick Peters. And Rudman gonna throw this one out to the far side. Jones shoots one, tipped in front, and another save there by Gradsky to deny Matthew Jones and hold this game at 4-3. 5 minutes left in the second.
Here in the Lake Owens, the Gamecocks have done a really good job at jamming the lanes, both passing and shooting, racking up a couple block shots and block passes, all period, all game, but very much so on that last defensive possession, and they're helping their goaltender out right now.
Gamecocks doing a great job winning defensive zone faceoffs. They win another one. Dave Murray's got it. He's only able to poke it as far as the circles. And I picked out ahead Corey Hawkinson. 2-on-1 developing here. Hawkinson through center now. He's got it. Backhands one towards the net, and Zach Weeks couldn't get there in time. Out again on the breakout. 2-on-1 developing. Alex Chen on goal tonight. Lets one go, and a skipper there. Reminiscent to the one that went in for him. Alex Chen, the man that let one go from the red line. Top of the circles in South Carolina territory. Poked free. Georgia Tech regroups. They'll have to take it all the way back in to their own zone as they're watched by Dave Murray. Skipper backhanded back up, chipped ahead. Dave Murray's got it at the red stripe. Through center, Whitesell just going to throw this one in off the shoulder of Brian Soar off the blocker of Kyle Gradsky. And it's chipped back around on the reverse to Brian Soar again. Soar sends this free for Pruden. Pruden around through the skates of one of his wingers. And now it comes free. Hawkinson after can't get to it. And again, Cale Cernich in Gamecock territory. 2 men go down, still fighting for it in the corner. Hawkinson comes in to help. Puck rolls around again for Dave Murray. On the breakout, Soar in front of his own goaltender. Circles back, looks for a new option. And again, redistributed all the way back in by Georgia Tech, where Brian Soar's gonna have to take it on the control breakout. Through center, Dave Murray rolls in, and Hawkinson taken out. He's pushed off sides. Hawkinson pushed off sides. Murray brought the puck in. And now more after the whistle. Dave Murray tucked that puck into the net after the whistle. He won't get anything for that. And the Yellow Jackets not too happy with that play by Dave Murray. No penalties just yet. If that would have happened against Clemson, we would have had security on the ice here. Still 2 opportunities for that to happen against Clemson. Again, next weekend here in Irmo. And then March the 2nd, a game at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, home of the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, who will actually play right after the South Carolina game. We can bring in the Gamecocks game, we can't bring in the Swamp Rabbits games. This time, Jake Tenji taken down, right around in front of center. He pass catches no one. Back down low, Tenji still down on the ice. Slow to get up, he's got the puck, trying to play it from his knees. 3 minutes to go in the second. Gamecocks with a 4-3 lead, held in the line. Letting one go is Oakley, and jumping out to make that save is Caleb Rudnicki. Pizzo pinned to the boards, he's got Jake Tenji in after it with him. Circling is Cam Mecca. Near side corner, Tenji after it, gets to it first. He's got Hickman at the point. Hickman lets one go, and that one blocked in front, popped up. Hickman just gonna swat this one down off of Cam Mecca. An apparent hand pass here called Hickman with a nice swat forward. Hits the skates of Cam Mecca. A hand pass signal here with 2:38 to go in the second.
You know, now, as we mentioned before, Georgia Tech, not a historically physical team. You know, they make by with their speed and their finesse, but Gamecocks are really physical, especially this period as of late. And it looks as if that's getting in Georgia Tech's head, and they're, you know, kind of trying to play the physical game themselves. You know, a couple hits, both open ice and after the whistle, and I feel that that's kind of getting in their heads.
Cross ice dumped and picked up in his defensive zone by Evan Hoey. They'll work this one back out as far as center. Sent back in, and Hoey on a big hit there. And now through center's Ronan Egan. Egan picking up speed, shoots one, and just past the right pad there of Rudnicki. And again, Cale Cernich for Georgia Tech breaks it out. Gamecocks kind of one and done in the offensive zone so far. And now a chance, Cernich, centering pass, shoots one off the outside of the cage. Connolly had a wide open chance to get in front on the rebound, and Cernich pokes it wide. Out of his zone now, it rolls free. One man for Bobby Van Duzen to deal with. He tries to stick him through on the rebound, a chance there. Ronan Egan follows up late, can't poke the puck home. River zone there, stripped of possession by Matthew Connolly. We'll bring it ahead, and Egan's got it once more. Egan tries to stick handle around his man successfully. Egan's got it at the hash marks. Saucer pass ends up back on the stick of Dillon Jacob. He lets one go, tipped in front, just goes wide of the net. Crashing down low, Centracchia throws one through the goal mouth, no one there. Far side now, Ronan Egan sends one through. Knocked out of the slot, comes back to Egan, and now back underneath the goal with 1:15 to go. On through center, Teddy Lambert's gonna throw this one back in. Nick Peters behind his own net, he'll bring this one out. Peters in over his blue line and out through center. Bounces it off the boards, Peters has it again. Nick Peters, top of the circle, tries to go through a man and loses that puck. Picked up by Cale Cernich once more. Cernich away from Rudman, throws this one into the skates. Peters coming back now on the defensive end. Georgia Tech throws this one in the slot. No opportunity there, still they lose. The puck is loose, they poke for it. And underneath it comes Ronan Egan on the far side. Shrugs off a check, still with it. 41 to go in the period. They work it out ahead. Matt Owen, one goal against Florida, and a shot there, they score! Matt Owen feeds Tyler Oakley, and the Gamecocks are up ahead by 2. A chance that came out of nothing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Owen picked up that puck in the neutral zone, brought it in 3-on-2. It's really nice. I thought he was going to shoot another no-angle shot there, up high, bar down, but he fed Tyler Oakley pretty much the most prime spot in the slot. Don't mean to be a Dr. Seuss there, but
that was good.
Thank you, Dillon. And Gamecocks now a 2-goal lead with 34.5 seconds left in the second. They can ride on this, and it'll carry over, hopefully, into the third period.
Tyler Oakley, now through center is Cam Mecca. Mecca shoots one and hit the goaltender in the mask. Oakley with his first goal in a Gamecock uniform. Mecca looking for the hat trick. 20 seconds to go here. Point shot off the outside of the cage. Wristed back in. Peters shoots one. Mecca down behind the play, slowly back to his feet. Oakley has it. They'll throw it back down low. Mecca having some trouble moving around here in the near side corner. Nick Pizzo in after it. And now finally that puck touched up. We will have a stoppage of play and a penalty here. To the penalty box goes Garrett Schuler. Most likely has something to do with the Cam Mecca play. Caught the high stick there. And now Alan Sherwood's pulling his goaltender here. 9.8. Trying to get the 2-man advantage. And you know what? You got a 2-goal lead. Not a lot of time for the opposition to get a chance down at your own net. And you know, why not pull the goaltender? Make it a 3-goal lead. You got 10 seconds left in the penalty, left in the period rather. Important to note, Georgia Tech can throw it all the way down the ice without fear of icing because they're short-handed. Sorek goes D to D. Murray gonna shoot one, and that one just wide. 3 seconds to go. Sorek keeps it in, takes the body, sends a man down. And time expires here. Brian Sorek stands over his man. He put Matt Connolly down on the ice. They want a penalty here. Georgia Tech frantically scrambling towards the officials. They won't get one here. The score after 2, South Carolina 5, Georgia Tech 3. A minute 51 of power play time for South Carolina when they come back in the third. And that'll do it here for the first 40. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have a brief intermission report before the third period here on the Capital City Sports Network presented by SGTV. Welcome back as we are just about to get underway here in the third period. Couldn't get enough information really to do the second intermission. We're trying to get the shots. We spent the whole time trying to get the shot numbers and ended up talking to some young fans instead. So productive for us, but maybe not so much for you. Score stands at 5-3. We don't have our man in the penalty box, Brandon Alter, to give us the shots, and that's why we are at such a disadvantage right now. But we'll try to get him after the game, maybe some post-game action. The penalty box staffer is a bit elusive. Tried to beat him over there, but could not. But the goal totals right now, Cam Mecca got a pair of them. He will start this third period on the left wing with Jake Tenji and Ronan Egan on the right. Egan started the game at center on that second line with Alex Siegfried and Bobby Van Duzen. Nick Peters on the back end with Brian Sort. A minute 40 of power play time the Gamecocks have here. Jake Tenji swings, now cutting towards the ice. Centering pass there, almost a chance there for Cam Mecca. Great give and go, Ronan Egan over to Cam Mecca. That even threw me off. Egan up to the half boards, now back out to the point. Nick Peters. Peters walks. Gonna send this one back down for Mecca. Mecca shooting one, that one redirected in front. Not on goal. Peters pinches down low. Jake Tenji fills in for him at the point. Mecca's got it in the slot area, and now it's poked off his stick again and slapped all the way back down ice by Ben Loveland. Minute 5 to go on the man advantage. Soar, outlet pass for Cam Mecca down the right side. Mecca streaks in over the line. He's got Hawkinson. Mecca shoots one, loose in front, save made. Puck squirts out into the corner, and Hawkinson's got it again. Hawkinson gets tied up with the ref. Mecca's got it. Only briefly, though. Georgia Tech still with it, loose in front. Again, a chance for Mecca, and that one goes back out again to the point. Nick Peters. Peters shoots one. That caught a leg in front. Still is loose. Hawkinson can't shovel it in. And as the Gamecocks try to get a line change here, Georgia Tech shovels this one all the way back down. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Full unit change for South Carolina. Hawkinson down that right wing. On the breakout, he's got Soar waiting for him at the blue line. Hawkinson brings it in, shoots one, hit the goalpost. Corey Hawkinson ranging off the line. Serwa not happy about that one. Back to the point. Right side, Soar lets one go, tipped in front. And a clean glove save there again by Caleb Rudnicki. Puck looked like it was going about 2 or 3 feet wide. Rudnicki elects to get the trapper on it and freeze play here with 10 seconds left on the man advantage and 18-19 to go in the third period.
The Gamecocks seem to be commanding on their man advantage. Only 10 seconds to go, but they're getting shots off and picking up loose pucks. It's only a matter of time for them to tic-tac-toe one in.
Off the tie-up, the Yellow Jackets will slap this one all the way back down the ice. Gradsky plays it with a stick, and that'll do it for the power play. Time expires here with 18:09 to go in the third period. Gamecocks on the breakout. 5-on-5 they come. In over the line again. Centracchio whistle down offsides. He shoots one there against Caleb Rudnicki. And the Yellow Jackets not happy about this one. Gamecocks taking some liberties here. That was pretty close to the whistle. That late shot there by Centracchio, but getting a little frustrated here are the Georgia Tech players.
Yeah, and I think something like that happened middle of second period where Murray just saw an open net and kind of put one in, and like you said, that was pretty close to the whistle as Rudnicki ices this puck. 17:56 to go.
Another whistle here, back-to-back defensive zone face-offs. Gamecocks will have another opportunity here. Oakley on the back end right now. He's got one tonight, his first in his Gamecock career. They'll play this one free after some collisions. It comes to the right side. Rudman watched closely there. Rudman still battling for it, getting some skates and some sticks involved as well. Bouncing out past center ice, evades the stick of Dominic Centracchio. This one wristed all the way back around. Oakley's gonna have to get it in his own zone. Cernich goes after him. Puck comes free to Leon. Leon's got it underneath. Pressure there by Owen. Centracchio gets involved. 17:20 to go in the period. Out and around, it comes free off a skate. Point shot in that one. A riser in and over the head of Kyle Gradsky. Hits the glass and back around it comes Luke Rudman. Trying to come in with some speed, but he got ahead of himself and lost the puck altogether. And along the near side boards, it comes free out towards center. Peters picks it up. Has to come away from a falling Ben Lublin there, and the official goes down. Back to his feet near no worse for wear in front of the Gamecock bench. Cross ice pass hits a Gamecock in the skates. Hickman settles it down on the wrong side of the blue line. They'll shovel this one back in. Icing waved off. The official rules it was deflected back in. And now shoveled in across the line, parallel to it. And now back out on the backhand. Peters has to take it in front of his goaltender. Peters off the dasher, kicked back in by the right skater Matthew Connolly. Delayed offsides. Waved out here. They'll all touch up. In South Carolina territory. Hawkinson's got it. Tries to evade the pressure there at Ben Lublin. It comes free again. Sheridan's got it. Sheridan picks it up, walks the circle, sends one in front just past the stick of Peters and past the right pad of Gradsky as well. Out towards center, trying to pick it up there is Dave Murray. He lost his balance there a little bit. And the puck comes free back for Peters again. Nick Peters all over the ice tonight. Cross ice feed broken up, and now here comes Egan, a 2-on-1. Egan down the right wing, centering pass, broken up nicely there. Diving defensive play by the lone man back for Georgia Tech. Now a turnover again. Van Duzen on the backhander and another save right on. Right into the chest protector, robbing Bobby Van Duzen.
That was a real good defensive stance there by the Yellow Jackets. A sliding block. I almost said save, but he is not. He is not between the pipes. Sliding block on that slot pass, trying to create that goal opportunity, and a real good save by Rudnicki.
Textbook 2-on-1 play by the Georgia Tech defenseman there. Might have been Garrett Schuler. And now a collision sees Leon on the ice. Puck pops back in front. Cale Cernish moves this one in front of his own goaltender. And they'll break it back out again. Yellow Jackets come down by 2. And now a collision right in front of the penalty box. Siegfried gets involved with Schuler. Puck comes free to the right of Kyle Gradsky. And now Brian Soar looks on from the hash mark. Sends this one all the way up. Off a lighting. Wow. That hit one of the lights here, and good thing those were reinforced, otherwise we would have had glass all over the place here. Brian Soar trying to pick the Plex apart one light at a time.
I feel as if every game I do with you, Dylan, the puck either goes down and outside in the woods or hits a ceiling reinforcement.
That low ceiling in the pavilion, that's what it was, the pavilion in Clemson. And 8 or 9 times that puck hit the ceiling, and 8 or 9 times the puck went all the way out into the woods in that outdoor game against Auburn, which incidentally was the last time the Gamecocks won a hockey game. January the 27th, a 5-3 win in Athens, an outdoor game against Auburn. Since then, 5 straight losses. This puck played back out, swatted back in, and able to be kept into South Carolina territory. Georgia Tech has it. Bumped off the puck, Leon. After it, Brian Soar. Soar pokes it free and works it all the way around back to the near side there. And now a loose puck in front, right around, and a chance there. Save made, and Van Duzen kicks that puck off the goal line. A turnover by Van Duzen, but he redeems himself. Now more behind the play. Duncan, oh man. Brian Soar takes a man down right in front of the net. Brian Soar getting involved with the official. We got to stop it here. Soar's got to be careful, or not, he might not finish this game.
Yeah, no, that looked really physical, Dylan. And Yellow Jacket, I can't see the number getting up off the ice, but it looked as if he was very, very much hurt. It's good to see him skating right now.
Yeah, Leon got involved with Soar right in front of the Gamecock. Leon did not move when he went down to the ice. He skates off under his own power. He seems to be okay. But Gamecocks put themselves behind the 8 ball again here. 2-minute minor penalty. 14:28. We got 2 minutes up on the board. I have to make sure Soar. I keep checking my phone like Brandon's going to text me the penalty. We'll have to see if Soar's out in 2 minutes or if he's got to stay and serve a 10-minute misconduct. But 2 minutes up on the board right now, Gamecocks have to contend with.
It's nights like these where you really begin to see how prime someone like Brandon Alter is on a team. I love that kid.
Out through center now. 10 seconds gone on the man advantage. They bring it ahead. Back out to the point. Held in by Loveland. They'll go back to the half wall. Far side. Watched by Mecca. Loveland's got it again. Mecca sends Loveland down. That's going to be a shorthanded chance away for South Carolina. Mecca with speed. Cuts to the inside, and he lost that puck again. Gets in after it against Cernish. Cam Mecca, 2 goals on the night. Really wants that third one. On the power play still. Georgia Tech's got it. Taken out of the play. Evan Hoey pokes that puck away from Sheridan. Free it comes. Held into the line. They'll work it down low again. 13:40 left in the period. 1:13 as they walk on the power play. Sheridan, near side. Throws it in front. That one played nicely away by Evan Hoey. Held in though. in after it. Peters tries to muscle this one out through center ice, and maybe an odd man rush started, but Sheridan's got it. Sheridan watched by Peters. Peters tries to get a turnover. One hands that puck on net. What a play by Peters. The defenseman down in low on the penalty kill. And now Peters is going to have Sheridan as well as Matthew Jones all up in his face. In that right side corner. Now Georgia Tech breaks it back out on the power play. To the net now. Connolly rubbed out of the play again. Nicely by Jake Tenji. Cross ice feed. Peters just going to throw this one all the way back down. Get a line change here. With 27 to go on the Gamecock penalty kill. Duncan Hickman pressures on the forecheck with Bobby Van Duzen. Now on the ice, Tyler Oakley and Jake Tenji takes a big piece out of man there at center ice. 3-on-2 now, Georgia Tech shooting one, knocked down in the slot. And again, nice defensive play there by Van Duzen to deny the follow-up. Leon shoots one off the shin guard there of Oakley in the slot. Tenji after on the near side. Hardest working Gamecock penalty kill in a long time here. As this one wristed back out, kept in by Leon. Penalty has expired. Soar out of the box. Throws this one across. Van Duzen down the right side. Shooting one and a pad save there. The rebound just too far. Past the stick of a sprawled out Nick Pizzo. Centering pass again. Tenji in the slot. Shoots one and a big pad save. Loose in front. Still they poke forward. Pizzo can't put it home. And sprawling back with the glove hand. Caleb Rudnicki. Can't poke that puck home here. 12:08 to go. We stay at 5-3.
That was a good reflex there by Rudnicki. The puck was kind of just sitting on the goal line there after a good shot by Jake Tenji, as there are some extracurriculars going on after the whistle. Rudnicki kind of did a 360 and jumped on that puck and iced it right at the goal line. Good reflex by him. Good setup by Soar. Saw the play developing in the penalty box as he came out. Some nice touch passes, and Tenji got a good opportunity. But Rudnicki prevailed on that play.
Rudnicki still messing with it. They drop it again. Oh my Lord. Rudnicki still putting his gloves back on. They dropped the puck to the left of him, but luckily the linesman caught it. It was the same situation that led to the disallowed Cam Mecca goal. Rudnicki putting his gloves back on. He's messing with his equipment, trying to make sure his pads are tightened up, and they dropped the puck. Fortunately for everyone here, they blew it down right away. They are livid here. Rudnicki messing with his equipment, but some of the more experienced goaltenders, as Rudnicki is, they'll take a bit of extra time to adjust their equipment and buy their forwards and defensemen some extra rest. Because when you have a short bench, as Georgia Tech does, rest is hard to come by. They'll drop the puck here, offensive zone for South Carolina. They'll hold it in, send it back down low into the slot. Puck pokes away from Dillon Jacob. Now on the stick of Matt Owen, a backhand play between his legs. And it's recycled all the way back down into neutral territory. Pruden's got it. Hesitates at the line. Owen loses a stick. Rudman into the far side corner. They'll kind of can opener that puck away from the skates of one of the Georgia Tech defensemen. And a wrister in front, almost poked in off the stick of Cale Cernich, the Georgia Tech defender. Top of the circles, Pruden's got it. Worked away from him. Turning back now, Cale Cernich commanding that puck. They move it up ahead to Weitzel. They'll try to get it out of their zone. And off the forechecking stick there of Rudman. Still in after it. Kicked ahead by Jacob. Georgia Tech has it now, and again, Cernich has to spin away from Rudman. Cross ice pass to try and open up some space. Neutral territory. Georgia Tech just sort of throw this one ahead and punch back in by Avery Pruden. And again, defensive zone wind up here for Georgia Tech. Thrown back in, that puck held by Rudnicki. He'll let it go in behind his net, whereas defenseman can break it out with some speed. Cross ice pass picked up cleanly there. They bring it on ahead, away from Brian Soar, and a nice play there. Almost a chance for Ben Loveland, but he's taken down and knocked off the puck. They've got it again, it's Loveland. Play was going one way, Loveland's got it again. A sharp angle shot, save made by Gradsky. They'll get the whistle on the face-off here with 10:38 to go in the third.
And just before that shot opportunity for the Yellow Jackets, it seemed to be very difficult for them to get it out of their defensive zone, trying to make too many passes to create a lane. The Gamecocks have been really aggressive on the forecheck the past couple of minutes, and it's been paying off for them.
Always a gamble when you forecheck as many players as deeply as South Carolina does. But at this point, when you got such a tired Georgia Tech squad, it pays off because they can't get their feet moving. And tipped in front, save made by Gradsky. The rebound swatted out of danger by Brian Soar. Nice play there. Big hit along the near side by Corey Hawkinson. Soar throws this one back out, a skipper through center ice. Settled down and brought back in the other way, and Hoey takes a player into the official, getting involved with Sheridan. Brian Soar wraps it around, near side Hawkinson throws this one up, a skipper out over the line. Murray works it back in and button hooks down at the red line. Murray shakes away from man, he's got Hawkinson with him. Murray backhands one right on goal, and a cover up there after Murray. Murray had a little extra whack at the glove of Rudnicki, all within the constraints of playing to the whistle. But some of the Georgia Tech defenders less than thrilled with that.
Yes, and as I mentioned before, Murray created that play entirely by himself from his offensive zone, brought it through the neutral zone, kind of swerved through 2 or 3 defenders, brought it in himself, had a good slot pass opportunity, but also had a good shot opportunity, and Rudnicki hit it with the glove, iced it down. Murray's been looking good.
Chip back down, a speed chance here. And on the backhand, a shot shoveled just up and over, and Gradsky has to dive out. An awkward shot there by Kevin Sheridan. Popped out off a skate about 10 or 15 feet up in the air, and Gradsky had to field that one like a second baseman. Getting the glove on it and a stoppage here with 9:51 to go.
Yeah, I feel as if Gradsky thought that puck was going over his head.
From here, it looked like it was.
Yeah, it landed in front of him, and he kind of threw his hand down there. Good reflex, good focus there by Kyle Gradsky.
Official have to give some extra instruction here to Leon on the face-off in South Carolina territory. Leon's got it though, top of the circle, feeds one into the slot, a backhander, easy save there with the stick of Kyle Gradsky. Near side, Van Duzen skates in towards the slot area, back out to the outside off the skate of Ronan Egan, played ahead, Van Duzen. Heavy hit there on Schuler as the puck drifts out towards center, and Hickman sends it back in. Behind the goaltender Rudnicki, they bring it back out. 4-second Gamecocks, 3 of them in below the face-off dots. Georgia Tech still with the puck. They bring it out past Van Duzen. Watched by Ronan Egan, a cross-ice pass out off the boards. Picked up by Nick Peters. Back into Georgia Tech territory. Peters down the right side, cuts towards the middle, loses that puck, tries to shoot one. It's picked up again by Leon. Back to Leon at Georgia Tech. Puck drifts back in towards Hickman, picked up, and again, Ronan Egan, button hooks at center, drops it off for Peters. Peters sends one in front, Mecca, he shoots and scores! Cam Mecca's got the hat trick here. The Gamecocks make it 6-3, and what a feed.
Yeah, as you said before, Cam Mecca does have a nose for the net. Play really started in the neutral zone. Great pass from Ronan Egan off that loose puck pickup to Nick Peters. Bring it deep in the zone, finding as a hat finds its way onto the ice, finding Mecca going full speed at the net as more hats enter the ice, and they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to.
You can't have a hat trick without hats. Blake Drummond leading the charge on the far side, sends his down. Oh, in the official. Oh boy.
Oh, and he couldn't even get it over.
We got 2 hats along the near side. The official takes him and throws him into the penalty box. They'll have to get him later. That's a sacrifice you got to be willing to make. After that, you know what? After that goal by Cam Mecca, the fans got to be willing to lose a hat. That was fantastic. You got to give a little, you get a little. Chance in front, saved by Gradsky. I'd give Cam Mecca a hat for that one.
Yeah, I wish I was wearing a hat.
We are in prime hat trick tossing range here. We're up above. As they curl one out of the corner. Tenji's got it. Gamecocks with a 3-goal lead and 8.5 to contend with in the period. Icing washed out. The puck drifts in behind the Georgia Tech goaltender. Tenji loses a stick. In after it's a pressure. Tenji forechecks one, gets a turnover. He's got Pizzo in front of that puck. Popped all the way up, and Pizzo can't settle that puck right on top of the crease. And Tenji muscles in after it. At center ice, he gets the turnover and dishes it on back for Oakley. Rifles one back up ahead, one tucked in by Cam Mecca. He gets to the Gamecock bench. Reinforcements for both squads here. This puck drifting all the way back in. Dillon Jacob picks it up, sends it over for Tyler Oakley. Oakley up off the glass to the skate of Luke Rudman. Eats some contact. And now Matt Owen still in after it. Owen sparring here with Jones in a collision. Leon and Rudman sent in there. Another collision behind the play as it gets into Georgia Tech territory. Rudman can't play it because of the delayed offsides. All the way up in the air. More collisions behind the play. And now we've got a delayed penalty finally. Or no, just on the offside. Sorry, it looked like a hand up in the air. Only to the delayed offsides. You got to think one's coming soon, though.
Yeah, I thought they were going to call a penalty there, but I wasn't sure for what. It was the puck hit him in the face, not the stick.
Matt Owen in on the retrieval. This puck wrapped all the way back around far side offensive zone territory. Hoey lets one go, and that one skips just into the corner. Soar lets one go tipped in front, almost to the stick of Matt Owen. Beautiful backdoor opportunity as Hoey content to just send this one back down and around. Under 7 to go in the third. Gamecocks ahead by 3. I hesitate to say comfortably. Georgia Tech works it out of their own zone. Puck skips past Brian Soar. An icing called here as Weitzel couldn't play that puck in time. 6:41 to go. The faceoff comes all the way back down to the side of Caleb Rudnicki.
And as I mentioned before, it was very important for these Gamecocks to not put their heads down. You know, if their lead depleted. Georgia Tech made it 2-2, and you know, little signs of that happened as Georgia Tech did take a 3-2 lead, and ever since then, Gamecocks picked their heads back up. And
it was the manner in which that third goal was scored. Just a skipper from the red line that beats Gradsky. That 9 times out of 10, the Gamecocks wouldn't have been able to come back from that. But something was different tonight. This puck played out and swatted down by Brian Soar. He gets it back at the red line, sends this one back in as Zach Weeks has to come back and touch up. Weeks in on the pressure. This one held in there. Dave Murray after it, can't play it. As it drifts back ahead, Brian Soar throws this one in front of the red line, back below the goaltender. And again along the near side wall. Hawkinson rotating down low. He's got Peters on the back door. Tries to center one. It comes free to Brian Soar now. Point back down. Murray in the faceoff dot. Shooting one, and that one knocked down in front. Hawkinson spins back out towards Soar. Soar throws it back down low off the stick of Murray and shoveled off the glass on the near side. Soar keeps it back in. Hawkinson content to throw this one back down for Zach Weeks. The simple little plays keeping the Gamecocks in the offensive zone right now. This one played underneath to Dave Murray. Murray spinning out. Gets to the top of the circles, walks the blue line now. Still carrying 2 guys with him. He finally gets run into the boards there. Dave Murray still on the puck. Murray after, you got to be careful not to take a penalty here as Murray goes down on top of a man. And they're both trying to get up, and Murray finally able to get free. Somebody's getting held up behind the play. We have a stoppage and a penalty. They're going to send Murray here. Dave Murray heads to the penalty box, and some indistinct motions here from Dave Murray. He's going to head to the box.
well, it seemed as if I don't know. I can't put words to the situation. But Murray is not even in the.
Right out to the box. At this point, the tensions are high. They'll let him. They'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Offensive zone chance for South Carolina at the point. Hickman able to hold it in there, just by a hair, keeping it on the offensive side of the blue line. Back underneath. No penalties called on that previous play, as the Gamecocks try to work it out from the corner. Siegfried works its way up ahead to the wall. Duncan Hickman a bit of a fan on that pass, and now another chance back through center ice. It's going to be a chance for Sheridan, shooting one and a save by Gradsky, and he dives out to cover up the rebound as Kevin Sheridan gets shut down on the breakaway.
I think after that one-on-none that Conley had on Gradsky before, Gradsky said to himself, "I am not letting this happen again." Doing a real good job there at that one-on-none against Sheridan, and made a nice pad save, and then jumped on the loose puck with his glove.
Sheridan's been all over the ice tonight. And with 5 minutes left in the period, we expect that to continue. As the man goes down, the puck squirts all the way down. A foot race here. Bobby Van Duzen against Teddy Lambert. The goaltender races out to play it. Nice play there by Caleb Rudnicki to beat Bobby Van Duzen to that loose puck. Now Van Duzen takes a man into the boards. Puck squirts free. And now more after the play. Van Duzen getting involved, and finally they'll flip this one all the way back in. Van Duzen getting involved. He's got some words here. They're going to take a man to the penalty box. It will be Charlie Hilgeman, 24 in white for Georgia Tech. He'll go sit for a pair, as will Bobby Van Duzen. Some jousting in behind the play. These Miners will offset roughing calls for each.
And I don't know if you noticed there was another puck that did hit the roof reinforcements, so that is 3 today.
Oh, that is 3. I forgot about that one. You lose track.
The first one was like 15 seconds into the game.
Oh, that's why I forgot about it. It's like, oh, they're official 4-on-4 here.
Aside from that, it is intensifying here on the ice. In the Lake Owens.
Last time these teams will see each other the rest of the season. Last time some of these seniors will ever see Georgia Tech. As they bring it back, Duncan Hickman in front of him, one of those seniors. Don't drop it off here. Leon, cross-ice pass, gets to the center point. They'll let one go. A backdoor feed intended for Leon, watched by Nick Peters. Now Peters pokes that puck away. Free it comes. Cam Mecca's got it. A 2-on-1 for Tenji. Cam Mecca down the right side. 4-on-4. Mecca tries to curl under the backhand. He can't do it. Nice move there. Tries to get around the defender. Jake Tenji taken down behind the plate. Working his way back to his feet. Peters has it at the point. Tenji works his way free. Hickman throws one on goal. Knocked down in front by Jake Tenji. And now a penalty. They're going to send Jake Tenji off. He's had to stick around the midsection for the past 45 seconds. And finally he had enough. And because of it, Jake Tenji's going to sit for a pair. So we go 4-on-3 here with 3:53 to go in the period. A minute 19, and Alan Surwa will have to figure this one out. He's got some more questions.
Yes, he does. I think they're calling hooking there on Tenji. Really animating this crowd and Coach Surwa as he inquires to the official on what the call was. Kind of also gives Georgia Tech a rest, as we mentioned, dressing 13, thin on both forwards and defensemen. Fast-paced game, very little stoppage. And, they haven't had much time to breathe, and they're doing so right now.
3-goal lead with a little less than 4 to go for South Carolina. And now they're down a man here. A lot of room out there. 4 against 3. Off the draw, Georgia Tech wins it. Loose man in front. Shot there right over the net. The loose puck off the glass. The shot by Loveland, still loose around the net. They go behind the goal. Loveland at the top of the circle, waits for that puck. Sheridan goes back door. They've got it. Try to work it in front again. That play that worked on the power play last night. Loveland down for Sheridan. Waits at the goal line. Sheridan walks, comes to the top of the circle. Loveland rotates with him. Sheridan gonna send one back door, feed right around in front off the skate of Matthew Jones, and trickles just wide of the post. 47 to go on the 4-on-3. Work it back down. A one-time shot, saved by Gratzky with the stick. The rebound picked up again. Delayed penalty here on South Carolina. They'll walk around, shoot one, and again a turning shot by Kale Cernich goes just wide. Extra attacker on. 5-on-3. Loveland now out of the corner, top thirds. Lets one go, and a big save there by Gratzky. He got the shoulder on it. It goes out of play. And Brian Soar going to sit for a pair here. 2 minutes on a cross check.
And resiliency there between the pipes by Gratzky, facing a lot of tough shots from a lot of different angles, and he won the battle on that stretch of play there against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who seem to be getting some more momentum on their forecheck, more aggression there as well, passing the puck around, keeping it deep, creating shots for their players on both sides.
Brian Soar's got some more words from the penalty box here, and now 5-on-3 for Georgia Tech. 3:02 to go, and it would not at all be out of the question for Bob Cernich to pull his goaltender right now.
And he does look ready to.
They go 4-on-3. Oh. They send another man off. They go 4-on-3 here. And now Lemay gets way down the faceoff. Got some confusion here. 4-on-3. They'll skate right now. Connolly got waved out of the faceoff. Off the tie-up, it comes free and shoveled down, but held into the blue line. Connolly waits in the circle. Stands right in front, redirected, and just past the stick of Gratzky. Walking around. Connolly throws one far side corner. Hickman's there. Centering pass in front again off the stick of Duncan Hickman in the skate to Nick Peters. It comes. Still in the zone. 9 seconds to remain on the offsetting penalties. They'll go right around in front. Cross-ice feed. Knocked down again by Peters. And he gets it all the way out in a round of applause here for the penalty killers. Van Duzen out of the box. The Gamecocks now are 5-on-3, and another whistle here as the officials have more to sort out here. Tenji trying to sort that. Sorry, we're trying to figure things out here all at once. 4-on-3, the officials having some discussion as to, again, the number of personnel out on the ice. Tenji has some of his own input, as does Brian Soar. But this will lead to more discussion.
Yes, it will, and more questions. Also, as I mentioned, more breadth with this thin lineup there for the Yellow Jackets. They're kind of conversing at their blue line, trying to strategize, and hopefully for them tie this. We'll put some more shots up, get some more goals, and tie this game up. But 2:25 left to go.
It's not impossible, especially when you're on a 2-man advantage.
Exactly. They could definitely turn the tides with 1 or 2 good bounces. And like we've mentioned so many times before, the next goal is huge in any game, any time, any score. 1 goal for the Gamecocks here, make it 7-3. Kind of put the game in the bag. But 1 goal here for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets can make it a 2-goal game, which is very much within reach.
Both teams using this stoppage here as a yikes, as a bit of a rest for both. There is one fan that's just been chirping all night.
Yes.
That's just going out to Jake Tenji. No one is safe from whoever that is. Soar is still yelling there at the official. He's going to get tossed at some point soon. Soar is furious right now from the box as the official discusses things with Alan Serwa. Should things stay the way they are, which it's 50-50 at this point. 33 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3, and after that expires, we'll have about 1:20 of 5-on-4 for Georgia Tech. They went 3 for 3 at one point. I believe at one point it became 4 for 4 on the power play last night. Georgia Tech did, and now Dominic Centracchio is in the box. Is he even on the ice?
Dillon, I could not tell you.
Dominic Centracchio on the box now. Gamecocks must have picked up a bench minor here.
Tenji, some extra words.
For whatever Jake Tenji and Brian Soar were doing in the penalty box, or maybe something Alan Serwa must have said. It looked early on as though Serwa was going to get thrown out after the disallowed goal. We've seen we've only seen one coach get thrown out so far this season, and it came back, if you'll remember, in the SEC tournament game against Florida. Gamecocks ended up losing that one. Head coach Mike Marcinkiewicz ended up getting tossed out of that game, and somebody's dad ended up coming to coach. Mark Quillen and Mike Coletta, fathers of Garrett Quillen and Michael Coletta. Yeah, father and son both named Michael. That was a little confusing for a while, but we sorted it out.
I bet it brought them back to their pee-wee hockey days where they coached their sons.
We're still having more discussion here. 2:25 to go in period number 3. We talked last night about that first line, the Gamecocks, Mecca, Tenji, and Van Duzen. 24 goals for 31 assists and 55 points this season. They were pointless, held pointless last night. Not a goal nor an assist for any of them. And tonight, an explosion. 3 goals for Cam Mecca now that they've been broken up here. Off the draw, we're finally rolling here. Shot tipped in front, and Gradsky just kicks out that left pad to make another save. Below the goal line now, it's Connolly. Connolly works it back out on the 5-on-3. 23 to go on it. Out of the corner, Connolly works it. Center point. Bouncing puck can't be settled down, and now up ahead is Peters, and a shot redirected goes behind the cage. Picked up there by Sheridan. Sheridan walks, sends one on goal. Backdoor pass can't be picked up there by Cernich. And again at the point, they've got it. Georgia Tech, Ben Lublin. Low for Sanich. Back down, they'll bounce it back out. And again, a shot right around in front, diving on is Gradsky. And now wraparound chance saved by Gradsky again. And a whistle here. The officials point out towards center ice. We had one penalty expire, and as soon as that penalty expired here on the board, we had another one kick in. So the Gamecocks will be down by 2 men for another 1:12. There's 1:46 to go in the third period. The Gamecocks will be shorthanded for the rest of the night unless Georgia Tech scores 2 here. Tenji back out of the box here. They've let him out. Tenji's been paroled from the penalty box. Oh, and they're going to send him back in. No, they'll send Tenji back to the bench. Jake Tenji is a free man. Still 5-on-3 here for Georgia Tech. Under 2 to go, they've got 3 goals to cover. Caleb Rudnicki now heads off. They'll go 6-on-3 once the extra attacker gets back on. Underneath they work it. The extra attacker came on pretty early. I think he was about halfway to the bench, and they let him on. Jones at the point, back down low. Cernis right around in front. Sheridan poked away by Peters. He's been out here for pretty much every penalty the Gamecocks have played. Nick Peters. They'll work it back out now. 1:17 to go. Cernis lets one go, tipped in front, and it ends up wide. Sheridan's got it again. That man below the goal line. Bouncing puck, settled down. They work it back out. Center point and chance here. Lubin, shot there again. Rebound, they score. Now they wave it off. The officials wave the goal off. It was a power play goal. The officials wave one off here. The Gamecocks escape without it. Lublin shot one. The save was made by Grasky. The rebound punched home. And the officials wave this one off here.
I think it's because the puck was in the air. Good save by Grasky there. And I don't know which Yellow Jacket it was. No, not a high stick, but it looks as if he kind of threw it in. Like he hit it down to kind of settle, and it went, and then he kind of punched it in. That was my vision of it, and the way that the ref kind of explained it with his gestures. I could be wrong, but
no, that makes sense. Vacated net down to our right. The Gamecocks. That's a lucky break here. This puck poked out back towards center. Jones has it. Under a minute to go here in the third period. Gamecocks trying to hold on to a 3-goal lead here. Right around in front, and again, the Gamecock penalty kill shuts him down. Pizzo goes down to one, need to block a shot. Now center point, there's a lane. Backdoor pass, save made by Gratzky. Someone lost a glove. Cernis sent that one through the crease. Again, cross ice feed. Lublin shoots one, save made by Gratzky. The rebound still loose in front. Gamecocks diving all over the place. Oakley tries to lay on play goaltender. And now free comes Pizzo, hard after, right in front of his bench. Pizzo and Soar come together. Soar out of the penalty box. We'll finish this game at 5-on-4. 15 to go in it. Puck stable gun in front of the healthy scratchers. Drummond, Ben Smith in front. And now they work it free. Shot there, knocked away. Final 3 seconds. Hoey's going to wrap this one around. And the South Carolina Gamecocks hang on to snap a 5-game losing streak by a score of 6-3 here in Irmo.
And that, Dillon, is resiliency.
They're mobbing Kyle Gratzky right now. 3 goals against and a ton of huge saves here for the Gamecock goaltender.
Yeah, I'm very interested to get that shot count finally. If I had to guess, Gratzky faced upwards of 30, 35 shots, and if that's so, then he had at least 32 saves. Great show out for him, for all the Gamecocks here tonight at the Plex.
Handshake lines continue here. We'll watch as, we'll make sure nothing happens here because towards the end it was getting pretty heated. Evan Hoey, certainly excited as he went back to congratulate his goaltender on that one. More conversations here, and that'll do it. And Kyle Gratzky, just his 3rd win in the Gamecock uniform. Only 3 goals against the Gamecocks. Don't have the official count, but the penalty kills right at the end. Penalty kills were what saved the Gamecocks there right at the end. They didn't do themselves any favors by putting themselves down by 1 man and then 2 men. And then extended amount of time there on the 2-man advantage. But Nick Pizzo, Nick Peters, Duncan Hickman out there, as well as Evan Hoey and Jake Tenji at points. The penalty killers, I think, have to be the 3 stars of the game. Stars 1, 2, and 3 were anybody on the penalty kill for South Carolina.
Yeah, I wish they can give more stars and give Gratzky one, because Gratzky.
Well, Gratzky's out there. He counts as a penalty killer. Your goaltender's got to be your best. Really, your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer at all times. And Gratzky answered the bell tonight. Not once, not twice, but dozens and dozens of times. Fair to say that's one of the best games we've seen Kyle Gratzky play out here in the Plex.
Yes, and just a few seconds ago, Cam Mecca kind of rushed towards the ice and jumped to the. He was on the ice, rushed towards the boards and jumped into them as fans congratulated him, cheered for him, and I believe that is the first hat trick for the Gamecocks this season.
First one this year, and who else but Cam Mecca, really? He's all over the ice. He's anywhere you want him to be. He is right there. And you saw a change in the way not only the team was playing, but Mecca as well. Right after that goal was disallowed, they flipped the switch.
Yeah, flipped the switch not only on Coach Surwa, but on the entire Gamecocks team. And as I keep saying time and time again, they did not put their heads down for 1 second this entire game. And both the goal that kind of trickled in under Gretzky's pads and that one disallowed goal that fired up the bench and Surwa and the entire team. I can attest this win to the physicality of the Gamecocks and their prowess and their poise, and just Georgia Tech trying to be that physical team all game that they know they're not.
Playing a bit out of their comfort zone here. As we said, Coach Cernich remarked that Georgia Tech absolutely a speed team, and that when it comes to the physical game, when someone tries to play the physical game against them, that's when they use their speed to their advantage. But tonight, a bit of a different story. But absolutely, you got to think the short bench makes a huge difference for them.
Yeah, really thin there on all levels of the ice. But Coach Cernich said that they're going to make some utility players, play back on defense, having only men for 2 lines there. And Coach Cernich also said that there's some guys that get little to no ice time that saw a lot today, and that's all due to the 13-man roster that they brought to Irmo this weekend.
Final score here, South Carolina 6. They took the scoreboard down.
It was 6. It was 6.
I second guessed myself. Gamecocks get the win here against Georgia Tech. 3 goals for Cam Mecca. Fantastic game there by Kyle Gretzky. Next up on the docket, the Gamecocks have Clemson a week from Friday, I believe. That'll be the 3rd game of the Palmetto Cup Series. Gamecocks already taken the 2 games to none so far. And after that, the final game of the season from Bon Secours Wellness Arena on March the 2nd against those same Clemson Tigers. And until then, that'll do it for us. For Johnny Hartel and all of us here at the Capital City Sports Network, thank you for joining us. My name's Dillon Clark. Good night, Carolina, and forever to thee.
You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.